Welcome back to Choices, a series about directors speaking about their choices, directing choices specifically. And I'm very excited to introduce Adam Brummond, a friend of mine, who is going to be speaking about his film, Dying Breed, which I know is a very personal story for him. He wrote and directed it. And one of the choices that might not be so apparent on screen in the frame, which I'm so glad to see that Adam is going to speak about that today, is the choice to work with your actors ahead of time, to rehearse with your cast and really spend that time digging into the characters, building a bond. And in this case, it really helped when during production, Adam had to really pivot, and everyone knew the characters so well. He was able to very quickly rewrite a scene, maintain the same beat that needed to occur during that moment, that window that they had to film. And all of that is because they took the time to rehearse and have the foresight and spent the time putting the work in ahead of time. So enjoy Adam Brummond speaking about his film, Dying Breed.
Hey everyone, Adam John Brummond here. I am the director of a short film called Dying Breed. I just want to say thank you for letting me take part in this series. I think it's really cool. I've always been intrigued by what happens behind the scenes in filmmaking, and I think this is a cool opportunity for you to get a little bit more background on why we as directors make some of the choices that we do. Dying Breed is a story of an American farmer who's fallen upon hard times due to consecutive years of low commodity prices, ever-changing weather patterns, and then more recently the impact of a trade war leave him with no option but to sell his family farm. You know, for me as a director, I'm always looking for a story that I can tell, that I feel like I can bring a level of authenticity to that others maybe can't. And I think when I saw this article in The Guardian about how farmers are taking their lives at an alarming rate globally, I knew that this was a story that I needed to tell. And I felt it was so important because it's not, most people aren't very aware of it, and I wanted to raise awareness. And I think, you know, without awareness, we can't hope for change. So that was the motivation behind this story in the first place. For this scene in particular, I think I could start off by saying we were prepared, but plans changed. So, you know, leading up to the film, probably for about a month, Travis Meyers, who played the role of Jesse, and then Tim Redmond, who played the role of Marty, and I had rehearsed several times in Los Angeles. And I think that we were all really comfortable with the film, with the script, with the characters and their motivation. And I think everybody, you know, when we got to Minnesota, everyone was dialed and ready to go. And the day before we were going to shoot, we actually kind of got everything set up and ready ahead of time. So our cinematographer, Phil Arntz, got the camera out and did some test shots, and we actually did a rehearsal for this scene in particular with Tim and Travis. And what was supposed to happen in the scene is that Jesse was out combining soybeans, and he runs a rock into the bean head, which stops you in your tracks, and it can cause a lot of damage. At the very least, it delays your progress, and it can also be expensive to fix. And then at that moment, his childhood friend, and also happens to be his loan officer now, pulls into the field, offers him a hand. They have this great bonding moment, you know, with beautiful sunset, and it was going to be a really nice moment before Marty, the loan officer, has to deliver some bad news to Jesse. So we were looking at the forecast, and it looked like rain. And I mean, shooting in the Midwest in the fall, you never know what you're going to get. But I was hopeful that that wasn't going to happen. But you know, as it was getting dark, it looked more and more like the next day was going to be rain. So we ended up just tearing the script apart, and we rewrote this whole scene in a matter of, I'd say, 2 hours or less, and kind of got everybody up to speed on it. You know, I spent some time with Travis and Marty that night too, just kind of talking about like what I thought it was going to become before I'd even written it, just so they could at least prepare. And I think, you know, preparation is why this worked. We all knew the characters so well and why they were there and what they were doing that we could pivot really quickly. And I think this worked. This was evident with not just myself and the actors, but also with Phil, the cinematographer. It was just really easy to shift things around and make it work, and it ended up turning out to be in our favor. I think the film's better because of it. So what we ended up having to do is we changed the scene from him having trouble with the combine to he arrives at the field to grab his semi truck and it gets stuck. And at that moment, Marty pulls up and offers him a ride back to the shop. And then we moved that whole moment of where they were going to have this dialogue together, this bonding moment, to the shop. So it definitely changed the environment. I think it changed everything that the actors had envisioned in their head for how the scene was going to play out, and we had to change some of the dialogue because of it. We had to change some of the dialogue to be about the weather instead of about poor yielding soybeans. But again, it was really easy to shift because everybody knew the characters and their motivations so well. So anyway, I guess that's kind of the end of how that ended up working out. I hope you get a chance to check out our film someday. Again, it's Dying Breed, and definitely check it out. Let me know what you think of it, and hopefully we can raise some more awareness on this issue. Thanks so much.
Awesome. I hope you enjoyed that. So please, if you would like to see more or just to support us with good karma, hit like, hit subscribe, comment down below in the comments section if you have any specific questions or requests, and have a great day.